Hi, I'm Kate Lever from communitynews.com.au and I'm here with Marcus from Slithers and Slides Reptile Catchers. So Marcus, the weather's getting a bit warmer and we're starting to see a few more snakes out and about. So why is that?
Basically, being cold-blooded, snakes need to still be warm so that they can digest their food and get their immune system going and have a bit of activity, just like us warming up in the morning, and then they can actually go out and search for their food. So this time of year they're starting to come out, getting that warmth that they need, and that's why people come across them more.
Yeah, and we've got Toffee here, and what kind of snake is Toffee?
Toffee's a woma, so also known as a sand python.
Oh, she's beautiful. So if someone happens to see a snake in their backyard or in their house, what are the steps that they should take?
If you do see a snake in your backyard, the best thing to do is just to stay a safe distance away. Try and avoid as much movement as possible, because you don't want to startle the snake and get it into a state of fear and trying to get away from you, because that's what most snakes do. They'll try and get away, and best thing to do then is just to call a professional removalist, reptile removalist, and just watch the snake, because if you then leave the snake, then there's no guarantee that it can be found again. You don't know if it's gone into the next door neighbour's yard, somewhere inaccessible, so keeping an eye on it, maintaining visual contact is essential.
Great. So if someone happens to be bitten, as we saw recently in Fremantle, which was a really sad case, what should people do? What's the first step?
The first step is always first aid. So what you would use for that is a broad pressure bandage, which are in most first aid kits. If you don't have a first aid kit at home, pick one up from the chemist. They're inexpensive, small, lightweight, so if you're going bushwalking, throw one in your backpack, not a hard thing to do. And if you do happen to get bitten for whatever reason, then you start at the bite site, and I find the easiest way to remember is to go to the nearest end of the limb. So if you get bitten on the ankle, you would go to the toes. If you get bitten on the thigh, you'd go to the hip, and then you'd go all the way back down the leg. So if I got ankle, I'd go to the toes and then all the way back up. And I'd use 3-4 pressure bandages if I had them, as many as I've got.
And then obviously seek.
Then you call the ambulance. So the first is always first aid.
What are the more venomous types of snakes they should be looking out for, and what are the markers, what are the signs?
Yep, so in the Perth region, your main two species that you're going to come across are dugites and tiger snakes. Tiger snakes are a wetland species, so unless you're kind of around a wetland that's known for having them, then you're unlikely to come across them. Dugites are a bit more wide roaming, so you can come across them in backyards, in bushland, but they're very, very shy. They'll usually, by the time you see them, they'll see you and they bolt. Tiger snakes a little bit different. They'll usually hope you don't see them, and then once you're gone, they'll then move out of the way. But obviously if they're not moving, then sometimes you don't see them, you get a little bit too close, and that's where they get their bad reputation of attacking, because you get too close and then they respond.
Yeah. So what if someone does see a snake, what's the worst possible thing that someone could do?
The worst possible thing is to try and catch or kill the snake themselves. Killing a snake or killing any native fauna is an illegal offence and can carry hefty fines up to $10,000, even in terms of imprisonment. And also you have the opposite, or the added downside is being bitten, potentially being bitten. So best thing to do, just call someone who does it professionally and stay safe.
So we're in for a long hot summer, so be aware of snakes in your backyard and stay safe and call a professional to remove them.